Hello everyone, I'm Singaporean actress Carrie Wong.
Hello everyone, my name is James Seah and I play Appa in the movie Our Girl.
Okay. So first question for you. So what drew you to your role in A Girl and how do you approach playing a parent in this story?
So I play Mami in our girl film. It is the first time I'm playing a parent, and personally, because I am not a parent, I'm a single woman. So it is quite a challenging thing for me. And of course, one of the most challenging part is because it's a broken family. So there are a lot of backstory I have to understand from my director and as executive producers, and how do I approach this, and I have to understand this family background more before I can study more about the character.
Same question?
For myself, actually, what drew me to this character is actually based off a real person, which is our director's Gig's father. So it's my first time actually playing a role which is like a real person. So like for an actor, we all often have to create characters which are not real, fictional. But this time, you are basing yourself off as a real person. So you have to become the person or act like the person. And like in the whole process of trying to act or trying to create this character, Appa, it's like I hear stories from our director about how his personality is, and I try to become like him. But it was very difficult. But I remember one time, like when she showed me his photo, and then everything clicked. Like it's how amazing how you can see somebody's personality, and how he's like through a photo from his face itself. So yeah, that's my story of how I created Appa, this character. Yeah.
Okay. And the film presents parents as somewhat immature and emotionally distant. So how did you balance making your characters believable without judging them, let's say?
Was I go first?
No, after you.
I feel actually this movie revolves and shows a lot of people's personal trauma and life patterns, especially for the adults. So I feel that like me not judging him is I have to understand his traumas in his life, how he became like this. And it's very apparent in the film if you watch the film. And I feel that actually through that I don't really judge him. It becomes a very learning experience for myself as well. And through that, like I reflect. Once I learn about somebody, I also reflect upon my own life and my own trauma and stuff like that. So I don't judge him. To me, it's a learning process for me.
I try not to be judgmental on people usually. I try.
Okay.
But because you have to understand what kind of people they are and what kind of life they are going through. Because Appa and Amma in the movie, actually, there's something the audience wouldn't see is because that we actually did more scenes than whatever that's portrayed on the movie. Yeah. So although these scenes are not showed out, it's not edited into the movie, but it makes us understand the character more. They are just adults who are struggling in the reality world, be it finance, be it insecurities, and a lot of things. And I believe that all these things are not bound by age. There are people, yeah, people can be in their 50s and 60s, but they are still insecure about many things. And for in the film, I think that the parents like us, they are just very insecure about many things, and then they try to, I think they love themselves more than they love the kid. And for this, I don't think we should judge them or whatever, but they just have personal struggles that they have to counter and figure out themselves before they know how to love a kid.
Actually, I feel that actually it's not like they love themselves more than a kid. I feel that they don't know how to love themselves. They haven't figured out life yet because they were like very young parents, so they're still figuring out how to be parents, and they also have their own traumas and stuff like that. So they haven't figured their stuff out yet. So they don't know how to love themselves. If you don't know how to love themselves yourself, how can you love another human being? No.
Yeah, maybe for Appa, I think it is like that. Because for me, I feel that she tried her best to be a good mother. Like, but her way in trying her best to be a good mother just meant that she wants to buy gifts for the kid, bring them for fast food. Back in the 90s, it's very popular among kids. She tried to do all these things to portray herself, to convince herself that she's a good mom. But then if more important things happened, like, she have to make a decision between her boyfriends and her kid. She definitely chose herself first. She definitely put her own happiness before her child. So that's why I meant that at that point of time. And actually, we learned that it was a surprise pregnancy. So
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Very short.
we didn't plan for the kid. So that's why he is right in a way that we don't know how to handle and we are not ready for it. Yeah.
And so, in the end, would you say that they shouldn't have been parents? Is that what you think of them?
Some people may not be ready, but when a kid came, they learn along the way, then they are amazing parents. It's just that this family suffer a lot more issues and traumas compared to other families.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, okay.
Very well put.
Okay. And tell me a bit, these scenes you have with the kid actors, so how was it working with them and how did you build this dynamic of you being the parents and then the children?
I have to say that I'm absolutely not good with kids. Personally, myself, I'm really not good with kids. But we do have a few weeks of workshops before we start filming. So I think back then, our director, Gege, she was still deciding among a bunch of kids who are going to play Argo and, like Atian in the film. So we actually had, I actually met all of them. You did, right? A bunch of kids.
Xuanqing and Sydney.
Oh, okay. So I actually met a bunch of kids, a lot of them, yeah. But after she selected Xuanqing and Sydney, we do have a 2 weeks of workshop that we just play with them. So basically, we just talk to them, we play with them, and we we practice some scenes together. Maybe or maybe it's all of the script. Maybe we just like, today mommy's feeling sad. How do you want to talk to her? How do you want to console her? Or something like this. So we just basically build up our relationship and chemistry throughout the interactions we had with the kids. Yeah.
And it's also their first time acting as well. So actually, very often on set, even though we have a script, we have the lines and stuff like that. But actually, a lot of times we just have to go with the flow, because it's their first time also. It's like you can't expect them to like remember everything every single time also. And I also believe like they also had it tough on set also, because the hours are long, and their attention span might not be there. So like sometimes like in the scene they might not be, they're physically there with us, but they might not be there with us mentally, kind of thing. But I feel that we have to like guide them and try to bring them in, to really bring them back into the character and in the scene as well. Like I remember in the movie there was a scene where Appa was like scolding our girl and trying to like slapping his hand, kind of thing. So I remember that scene. We actually took a while for that scene, and then I remember she was a bit tired as well. So she was just that. And there was one action where I pulled her in. It's like I had to do a bit more to get a reaction out of her. So I feel very bad also, because sometimes we have to we have to up the intensity to like get like that reaction of the scene done. Yeah. So I feel quite bad, like really like scolding her.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking, yeah. It's not easy for them, yeah.
And how did you prepare for this dynamic between your two characters? Because I don't feel there is a single scene in the movie that you don't fight.
Me and him?
Yeah, we always fight.
But honestly speaking, I think I have the least scenes with him.
Yeah, actually.
Because we were already separated when the movie starts, so I don't really have a lot of scenes with him. But for us, I think it's not as difficult compared with the scenes with the kids. Yeah, but like what James said, if we have to shoot some emotional scenes with the kids, we usually have to start, like talking to them, like prepping them hours before we start filming. I remember there was one scene, her real mom, our girl's real mom, have to make her cry way before we start filming the scenes. When we were in KL, we were in Malaysia, the hospital scene. Her real mom have to make her cry, start crying way before we shoot the scene. It was heartbreaking for me to see such a little girl. She doesn't know she doesn't really know what's happening, but her mom will just scold her, or like saying some really harsh words to her to make her cry. So it was quite traumatizing for myself. I feel. It's like-
This might be one of the traumas in life.
Okay. Good. And tell me a bit of the fighting scene that you have with your adversary. So tell me a bit
Yes.
about that scene.
no, your girlfriend.
Well, okay. For me, that scene was very easy. All I have to do is just like, okay, I'm gonna go shower. Okay, now my business. Bye. Okay, back to you. Yeah, go.
I can't really remember, but I don't fight with people personally.
Oh, really?
Physically, I don't fight with people. I never really like fought with a girl before. Like, so, I mean, like, it's quite a brand new experience for me, quite a new experience, and I think it was quite fun and quite interesting to play because I've never played this kind of like scene and character before. But it was also a little bit challenging for me because she was really strong.
So she could beat you if she wanted to, really.
She was really strong, and I think it is one of her first few time acting as well. I think it was.
think so.
Yeah, it was one of her first few time acting. So, sometimes when we were filming, we may seem that we are using strength, but we are not really using our strength. But she was really using her full force strength. I could win her, definitely. She was really strong, and because because we were pulling each other hair and whatever. I mean to be honestly, it hurts, but I thought it was quite fun. Yeah, she did came to me and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know like how much strength I was using or whatever. Does it hurt, whatever?" But I thought it's fine. But it was quite a unique experience.
So in the end, did you use your full strength after that?
No, the thing is because the thing is because I have to push her and then she have to push me back.
Okay, you flew.
I'm just weak. I'm sorry, but yeah.
Okay.
It was quite a funny experience. I think I enjoyed it.
Okay. And for you, I want to ask about the dancing scene.
Yes, the dancing scene.
Tell me a bit about that.
Honestly, I'm not a dancer. If you've watched the film, I think you would agree also that I'm not a dancer. And then like we were prepping for the movie, the director told me that I have a dancing scene, and I said, "What song are you gonna dance to?" And then it's like, "Oh, Michael Jackson." And then I went to online to search some moves and stuff like that. I mean, I tried my best to like dance like Michael, but obviously, but I think the main scene, the main objective of that scene is to show like Appa and the girls having a great fun, and it's okay to be ugly. It's fine to be ugly because the more imperfect it is, I feel the more beautiful the scene is going to be. So on that day itself, it's just having fun, like in my towel and everything, just grooving, just making sure, just pretending like nobody's in the room with me and just the girls. Even though after that I was quite shy, I was quite embarrassed, but it was fun. It was fun.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you did a lot of things that you have never done before in your life, being parents, dancing, fighting.
Yes, and even being in my underwear on screen the first time. Like the first time, like of appearing on the film, it was me in my underwear and boxers and like back view. I was like, so that's my opening shot. Like, oh wow,
Okay.
nice.
All right. Okay, and so the film takes place in a specific time in the 90s. How did that affect your performance or how you portray your characters, the particular context, let's say?
I think for Appa, it's he has to speak Hokkien in the show. So for I know how to. My grandparents spoke Hokkien, so I understand, but I can't speak. So for me, it's about getting how to speak Hokkien properly, and like our script is in English. So like while prepping for the movie, I had to go around asking people to help me translate, and also how to curse properly in Hokkien. so it sounds fluent and sounds like an old timer. Yeah, for me, it's more about the language, Hokkien. Yes.
I mean, it is quite really a different setting for me. I shot something back in the 1950s, but I've never shot in the 1990s. I mean, I am born in the 1990s, so I couldn't really remember how it was like. For example, I didn't remember that like going Japan and learning Japanese is a very in thing back then in the 90s, because there's a paragraph of Japanese I have to learn. So apparently I was a tour guide for all the Japanese tourists when they come to Singapore. I have to explain to them the Singapore history or whatever in Japanese. I didn't know like this thing was an in thing back then in the 1990s. So
Tourism boom, I guess.
yeah, so I also learned a lot about our own Singapore history when I was reading the script, because I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, and personally, I actually love the fashion of 90s a lot. Yeah, I enjoy the clothes.
I think it suits you.
Yeah, I thought that it was even though the color was like bright and vibrant, not my style personally, but I thought that it was there's certain character to it. I enjoyed it. I love it, and the red lipsticks. Yeah, I thought that I don't know. I just feel that the 90 fashion sense in Singapore has its own very cultural attitude that I loved it. Yeah.
Did you get to keep the clothes?
No, I don't, sadly. I mean, I wouldn't really wear it out right now, but I enjoy playing the role. But yeah.
You can still wear the lipsticks.
Yeah, the red lipstick, yes.
Okay.
But not with my floral top and my red top and floral pants. Yeah.
Okay. And also, in terms of visual, the film is in 4:3 and it's a bit restrained, the style. So I was wondering, like, do you think about that when you are acting? How does the cinematography work, let's say?
Oh dear, I have never thought about it. I don't know. I don't know the ratio of the whole scene or whatever. So whenever I'm playing, I just focus on whatever I should be portraying, my emotions and my interactions with everybody that I'm playing. So usually I don't ask the cameraman or director what kind of shots and what kind of thing that they are taking. So I just focus on whatever I have to show the audience, like what the character is feeling back at that moment. Yeah.
I think, yeah, same for me as well. It's like I didn't really think about the technical aspect of it, but I think our cameraman was very good. He would always accommodate our performance for the shot, so we don't really have to worry about the technical aspect of things. Yeah.
And in general, which one was the hardest scene to shoot? And also, if you have a favorite one?
Hardest scene to shoot. Hardest scene to shoot. Actually, I honestly have, but it wasn't included inside.
Yeah,
It wasn't being put in the
okay.
movie. Yeah.
Tell me. No. Scoop.
Can say Oh, okay. Because actually, like in the original script, there was a scene whereby it comes to a point, like Appa comes to a point which so low which he actually hid himself in the room, and because when you observe through the movie, whenever Appa meets any difficult questions or situations, he would just laugh. He would just try to laugh it off. But it's actually a way of him trying to hide his fears and vulnerabilities with a laugh, to make light of the whole situation. So there was this scene nearing the end of the movie where Appa, his life came to an all-time low. So at night, he actually hid himself in the room and his emotions just came out. He started to cry. But to him, like, crying is actually like a weakness. He didn't want to feel this way. So he actually started laughing to mask that cry. And then it's like when his emotions became too intense for him to laugh it off, he actually started slapping himself to like stop the moment, to like try to suppress his emotions and stuff like that. So that scene for me, it was actually very interesting because it's a whole different range and nothing I've ever experienced before. So as an actor, I thought that was quite a challenging role for me to try and play. So I wish that everybody could see this, but actually, I feel that, well, we can ask the director why she didn't put in the scene. Yeah, yeah. For me, that was the scene. Yes.
And the favorite one?
Favorite one.
Yeah.
Favorite one. I actually like the ATM scene where I took the girls to draw money out from the ATM. That actually was one of my first few days filming, and I was still figuring the dynamics and the chemistry with the girls. And for that shot, it was actually just one shot. So I just brought them into the ATM and then drew money, and I did my thing. And I would at the corner of my eye, I would observe what they were doing. So actually, then they actually like started copying me and how I stand and stuff like that. And I feel that day was actually one of the defining moments where I sort of knew how to work with the girls and how I could actually find the chemistry with them. So that was actually one of my favorite scenes.
And you? Same question?
Actually, the most challenging scene and my favorite scene are both not edited into the movie.
Wow.
But yes, but I could share a bit with you guys here right now. My most challenging scene is there's this scene that I have to smoke and drink, and I was drunk and I was crying and complaining to Uncle about my life. It was actually one of the scene that I was in this purple tank top, and then she was sleeping halfway through the night, and then she wakes up, and then she was picking at me, and then I was drinking in the living room. It was cut straight away from there, but then the actual scene was actually way longer. She came out, she sat down with me, she started chatting with me. So that's one of the scene I have a proper heart-to-heart talk with our girl. And she was kind of drunk, and then she was complaining about how the grandmother has been constantly asking money from her, and she's not earning a lot. She's struggling in life so badly. And then is one of the scene that our girl was telling her that, like, it's okay, mommy, it's like I will be grown up soon, I will earn money and I will support you. So I thought that it was to me, the most challenging thing is because I myself is not a smoker. I don't smoke, and because that scene, I was smoking heavily and I was drinking alcohol. It was kind of hard for me to focus on the emotion because I'm not used to that feeling. I was
Drunk and you were high.
yeah, it's very bad. So I thought that it was quite challenging for me to focus on the actual emotion because of the cigarettes and the alcohol. But so we completed the scene. Sadly, I did not get to see how the scene turned out to be like, but I thought that this is one of the most challenging one. And my favorite scene was also not edited in.
Okay.
I mean, if you ask me my personal favorite scene, not the kids one, like if I'm involved, there's this scene that our girl was asking at the end of the movie, where is Uncle Sam? So apparently Uncle Sam ran away with all my money. Yeah. So, she was asking, hey, mommy, where is Uncle Sam? And then I actually squat down and talked to her. I was telling her that, Uncle Sam has ran away with mommy's money. Mommy is broke right now. I have no money. But I promise you that I'll work hard and I will support you and Atian. And I hug her and I ask her if she loves me. So I thought that scene is very heartwarming. It shows a side of her vulnerability of mommy and how she makes up her mind that she decides that she wants to be a better mother for both of them. So it really shows a different side of her, which I think I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, that was the favorite scene. But of course, if you ask me if it's the kids scene, I love the scene that Aga is cutting her hair. Yeah, it's really very sad for me. And another scene is when Abao and the send Atian away, and then this little girl, which is 4 years old, is asking like, why you want to send me away? It's like, do you not love me anymore? I mean, this is heartbreaking for me. And then I think the kids did it amazingly.
And you were telling me the other night that you have not seen the film yet. So now that you watched it, what do you think? Are you happy with your performance, let's say?
I after watching the film, right, I had a different feeling from what I anticipated. It actually left me like after I watched the movie that our directors asked me how I thought about the film. I mean, I like the movie, but it actually got me thinking also because it's like when we're acting through it, we were just portraying the character and stuff like that. But now, like watching it as a whole, and with the kids' performance, everything, can't you see it as from a bigger picture? It actually got me reflecting and thinking about life and like I myself grew up in the 90s as well. So for me, it got me thinking about all the intergenerational trauma and stuff like that. So yeah, it got me reflecting and thinking about how my generation growing up. So it's a movie in which I could really relate to in certain sense. Mm.
I feel that not everyone is privileged enough to grow up in a loving and healthy family. I am a privileged one. So yeah, I'm a privileged one. I grew up in a very healthy and loving family. My parents love me. I'm the only child. They're supportive and they're caring. They communicate with me. So I have no idea how is it like to be, raised in such situations. So I would think that it's very difficult for our director because it's her story. And I think it takes great courage to able and to share this with the whole world about like how she felt growing up. I think this is remarkable. Yeah, so like James got me thinking about I just hope that through these films young parents could maybe like think about how they can properly communicate with their kids in order for them to grow up healthily, physically and emotionally. Yeah.
And what is your opinion of Singaporean cinema nowadays? What do you think of it?
Singaporean cinema, actually, we do have a lot of commercial films, but then for independent film like Ago, I think it's quite rare. It's quite rare. So I am excited to show it to the Singapore audience because, even both of us got to watch it 2 days ago. Yeah.
We flew here.
Yeah, we have to flew here to watch it. Yeah. Then, so I am excited to share it with Singapore audience, and then because they will definitely understand the culture more, and yeah, I hope that they like it.
I feel that actually the Singaporean cinema scene is actually shifting a lot because of like current like consumer patterns and stuff like that. So what I actually truly believe in that what the most important thing we need to have is a good story and a good story to touch people's heart and to relate them to inspire them. So hopefully like this we can inspire like the next generation to come and who knows what the future might unfold. Right? Yeah.
And last question, what are you working on after this? Are there any projects planned?
I am scheduled to film a Chinese TV serial in Singapore. That is more. I've not read the script, but it's like a family drama based kind of show. Yeah.
No, I'm not planning to do anything yet. I just finished a project last December, and it will be aired this year October. So just making preparation for that. Beside that, I just hope that I can try something different, like things that, for example, a young model like Mummy is something that I've never tried before. So as an actress, I just hope that I can get to expose to different characters and dimensions that could make myself grow, and just something that I have never portrayed before. Another area of study that I have to go and worked on, something like this. So this is something that I hope to achieve in the near future.
Well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.